Hey all, welcome to ShareTreck. This is Raj here, friends. Today I bring you an idea to consider. There is a condition called NASH, and Madrigal Pharma has a PDUFA date of 24th March 2024 for approval of its resmetirom therapy for NASH. NASH is an acronym. I'll explain the disease, I'll explain why it is caused, and we'll also talk about resmetirom and its prospects. In this video, I'll explain NASH, explain why this could be a big deal because many others have failed to get FDA approval for NASH treatment so far, and could there be some money to be made when the approval arrives. With that said, let's get started. Welcome back, friends. NASH or NASH is an acronym that describes a condition called non-alcoholic steatohepatitis, SEATOHEPATITIS, steatohepatitis. In NASH, there is inflammation and liver cell damage, which can lead to more severe conditions like cirrhosis of the liver or liver cancer. And the main culprit is the accumulation of fat in the liver cells, not caused by alcohol, but generally by genetics, insulin resistance, and metabolic syndrome that plays a role. In the context of NASH therapies, it is crucial to understand that there is no specific FDA-approved medication for this condition as yet. So if a therapy is even remotely promising, FDA would look at it very carefully before rejecting it. However, numerous companies are actively involved in clinical trials. One promising avenue is the development of drugs targeting inflammation and fibrosis in the liver. The genetic basis of NASH involves a complex interplay between multiple genes and environmental factors. While it's not solely determined by genetics, certain genetic variations can contribute to an individual's susceptibility to NASH. Here's a simplified breakdown. PNPLA3 gene is one of the genes that is involved in this process, and it's one of the most well-studied genes linked to NASH. And variants of this gene are associated with increased fat accumulation in the liver and a higher risk of NASH. Individuals with certain PNPLA3 variants may be more prone to developing fatty liver disease. Then we have the TM6SF2 gene, whose variation are also linked to an increased risk of NASH. This gene is involved in lipid metabolism, and specific variants can contribute to the accumulation of fat in the liver. And then we have GCKR gene. Variations of this gene have been associated with altered glucose and lipid metabolism, potentially influencing the development of NASH. We also have HSD17B13 gene, which in recent studies have identified variations in HSD17B13 gene, which seem to have a protective effect against liver diseases, including NASH. Individuals with certain HSD17B13 variants may have a lower risk of NASH. It's crucial to note that genetics alone don't determine NASH. Environmental factors like diet, sedentary lifestyle, and metabolic conditions also play significant roles. Genetic susceptibility simply increases the likelihood. Intercept's Ocaliva faced an FDA rejection in June 2023, which is a setback. We keep an eye on Intercept for any shifts in their strategy or potential adjustments to address the concerns raised by FDA. In that, if they do that, then they will again become a potential candidate for this condition. Gilead's attempt to gain FDA approval for its FXR agonists have not been successful so far. And we have to monitor Gilead's next step and see if there are any updates on their NASH therapy pipeline. And then we have Allegrant's Cenicrivorok, which was dropped in 2022 due to lack of effectiveness despite being well tolerated. This emphasizes the challenging nature of NASH treatment development. Keep an eye on new directions Allegrant or other companies might take. NASH patient will definitely be following all of these things with a very close eye, but we as investors hardly look at these stuff until there is some potential for making some money here or there. However, it's my understanding that none of these are once and done gene therapies. This is where things get interesting. In 2023, gene therapy biotech Kriya Therapeutics acquired Tremontaine Therapeutics, a startup focused on metabolic diseases. Tremontaine brings a gene therapy that's a potential one-time treatment for the fatty liver disease NASH. In preclinical research so far, Kriya says that tremontin gene therapy has shown efficacy and durability in animal models of obesity and NASH as well. So Kriya expects to advance this therapy into human testing by the first half of 2025. Meanwhile, the field of NASH drug developers continues to make progress. The tremontin gene therapy is delivered to cells aboard an AAV or adeno-associated virus delivery vehicle, and it's administered as an intramuscular injection. And Kriya contends that this one-time treatment may provide the patient with an ability to avoid this condition. The one-time treatment may avoid the problem of patient compliance with drugs that require chronic dosing, and this is a once-and-done therapy. And apart from that, Kriya contends that getting the body to produce more FGF21 avoids unnatural modifications made in engineered versions of FGF21 in development at other biotech companies. Those changes are made to extend the half-lives of those therapies, but Kriya says native FGF21 may have better tissue distribution and binding to its receptor targets. Furthermore, continuous expression of native FGF21 delivers a steady level of this protein, avoiding the peaks and troughs associated with repeated injections of engineered versions of the protein. FGF21 is known for its role in metabolic homeostasis. It regulates glucose and lipid metabolism, which are crucial aspects in conditions like NASH, where abnormal fat accumulation in the liver is a key feature. The idea is that FGF21, when administered or enhanced, could have beneficial effects on reducing liver fat inflammation and improving metabolic parameters. The other companies in the fray are 89bio, which reported positive phase 2 data for pegozafermin, which is an engineered version of FGF21. And then we have Akero Therapeutics, which is preparing for pivotal testing of efruxifermin, a fusion protein engineered to serve as an analog for FGF21. So those are the other two companies which Kriya was talking about, which are artificial FGF21. So then now let us look at whether Madrigal would be an affordable short-term bet to capitalize on the PDUFA date, which is set for March 2024. I think it's 24th March 2024, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go to the TradingView platform and have a look at the price action right now and see whether the market has started building in optimism for the PDUFA date. And friends, at this point of time, we have to be very cautious because other companies, even including companies like Gilead, have failed at the FDA for NASH treatment. So let's go to the TradingView platform now. Well, here we are in the TradingView platform and we are looking at Madrigal. Ticker symbol is MDGL. And this chart is a chart which has got 1 hour bars. So all these bars are 1 hour. And today you can see Madrigal has jumped up significantly. It has put on 3.38%. It bounced off a support which was at 230.70. And it has cleared a resistance which was at 233.95 and converted that also into a support. So Madrigal is going from strength to strength. And if I look at the momentum, it's above average. RSI has got plenty of room to run before it can be overbought. Momentum is pointed in the right direction. MACD is also moving in the correct direction, ready to cross over the signal line to become bullish. Everything is looking great here. And the next resistance for Madrigal is 250.18. And now, if I was to roll back and have a look at the peaks that this share has achieved, at one point of time, it spiked to touch 322.70. And in general, it has had a peak of 311.87, which is aspirational at this point of time with the current market conditions. But if we were to look at how the MACD and the momentum have featured, it seems that there is a lot of gas in the tank out here. And we also have 24th March 2024, which is the PDUFA date. And with all the data being good so far, will Madrigal be the first company to come up with a once-and-done gene therapy for treatment of NASH? That is a big question. That's where the dice is to be rolled. And Just a second before we go away, let us see the pricing of Madrigal. As we can see here, this company is not inexpensive. The share price is 244.59. So if you wanted to do 100 shares, it's going to cost you around 24,464, and you will need to do 100 in order to be able to do covered calls and protect on the downside. It's an expensive bet. Now, I would like to take you into the website of Madrigal, where we have the test results that we are talking about. Madrigal Pharmaceuticals presents new data from their phase 3 Maestro NASH trial demonstrating broad treatment effects of resmetirom on non-invasive measures of liver health. So if I was to come to this paragraph here, Becky Taub, MD, Chief Medical Officer and President of Research and Development of Madrigal, stated, "It's encouraging to see such a broad and consistent treatment response with resmetirom across multiple non-invasive tests, from simple blood-based tests that are widely used in clinical practice today to advanced imaging tests that will play a larger role in future care pathways for NASH. If resmetirom receives accelerated approval, clinicians will have the opportunities to highlight treatment response for their patients over time. Even something as readily measurable as improvement in ALT or LDL can be highly motivating for patients and support treatment adherence. A significant majority, that is greater than 70% of patients treated with resmetirom 100 mg had greater than or equal to 30% MRI PDFF response. A greater than 30% MRI PDFF reduction was strongly associated with NASH resolution. 96% of patients and fibrosis improvement in 88% of patients, and median reduction in MRI PDFF was 52% overall in this group. So basically it seems that they have got some decent amount of performance out here to show to FDA. And I'm thinking that that is going to be very helpful in improving the prospect for Madrigal for the PDUFA date to get approval. So it's very interesting. The money involved is a lot, so I'm not going to do anything about it. And friends, this is just an idea that I'm putting out there, that there could be a catalyst for this stock. But looking at the price of the stock, I do not have the appetite to get in there. I don't just have the funds for that. Yeah, that's the idea I wanted to talk about today. And this is not financial advice. This is just my personal opinion. So please do your due diligence before making any investments or speculation. With that, I would like to end this video here. Bye for now.